Yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. So today we're reacting to legal in the US, illegal in the US, legal in the world. There's a lot of, I don't know what's illegal here, aside from I don't really know I really don't know. I know what's illegal, aside from crime. I really don't know. But yeah, let's, imagine I live here, I don't know what's illegal. Wow, sad. But yeah, let's look at this video. And if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe and recommend me more videos to react to. And yeah, let's watch.
Welcome to America, the freest country in the entire world.
Right,
which we know
free.
is true because it's a thing that people say, and you might actually believe that until you try to build housing somewhere or drink alcohol in public. But unfortunately, America is not the freest country in the world. In fact, according to some, it's barely in the top 20 freest countries. But the world is a diverse place, and one country's freedom is another country's criminal violation.
Really.
And there are wide swaths of activities that are perfectly normal in other countries, but also very, very illegal in America. So today, let's look at some international liberties that could get you fined or locked up if you tried them stateside. And some of these foreign freedoms may surprise you. But let's start with a truly evil and dastardly product, one that actually specifically targets children.
Kinder.
I'm of course talking about Kinder.
Oh yeah, those things.
We'd like to say that children are the future, and here in America, the moment we find out that something puts children in danger, legislators pull out all the stops to ensure that we try to keep our kids safe. And that's why America has stood firm to cracking down on a grave and terrible threat to children's health and safety posed by toy-filled chocolate eggs. Kinder Surprise eggs, which famously contain a yellow capsule, which contains a small toy, have been a beloved staple for children around the world ever since the product's introduction.
I used to love the chocolate, it was nice.
Italian company. But in the United States, these toy-filled treats have been classified as dangerous illegal contraband.
Really?
Some background. In 1938, the U.S. passed the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, which empowered government agencies to regulate food safety, and under consumer safety regulations issued by the FDA and the Consumer Product Safety Commission,
because kids would choke on them.
Distribution of any food with a, quote, non-nutritive object embedded is prohibited, and that includes toys found inside confectionery items. Now, although you can find Kinder Surprise eggs in Canada and Mexico, don't try to bring them into this country or you risk serious fines. In 2011, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the CBP, seized more than 60...
Is that so? Because if I'm not wrong, I think I had a Kinder Egg surprise for Halloween, which was a few days ago. I don't know how that got here, but I cracked open one of those that had candy inside. How big? So I committed a crime. I feel like a bad guy right now. I want more.
1,000 Kinder eggs from travelers' baggage and international mail shipments, more than twice that number from 2010. This caused the CBP to issue a press release in 2012.
Yeah, I heard about this.
People to try to stop sneaking chocolate eggs into the country. Quote, also known as Kinder eggs, these chocolate treats may be cute and seasonal, but they are too dangerous to children to be imported legally into the U.S. The problem is the small plastic toy inside the Kinder egg. While sold in many countries,
if you swallow it, you poop it out anyways. It's not that big.
Choke on it.
Oh
now,
yeah,
some people have argued that these Kinder eggs are not a risk to European children and Canadian children because European and Canadian children are smarter than U.S. children.
Don't give me that, man.
Now, a few months after the CBP released that statement, a married couple from Seattle was detained at the Canadian border when the pair was caught with 6 Kinder eggs from Vancouver. The couple was unaware that they were in possession of illegal ovarian contraband and was even more shocked that each egg carried a penalty of $2,500 per egg.
Really?
For that couple, they were let off with a warning.
Whoa, I really committed a crime recently. Where's that Kinder egg? Is it still here? Dude, I swear I had one of those. I'm a bad guy. Would you look at that, $2,500. That is a lot of money to pay for that. Yeah, the U.S. is soft on that end. If your kid is choking on them, yeah, he needs to get smarter for sure.
But not to worry, American Kinder fans, because in 2018, Ferrero introduced a modified Kinder Joy egg that complies with U.S. regulations. Crucially, the Kinder Joy is not actually an egg-shaped chocolate. It's half a chocolate egg with wafer bits inside, while the toy is kept on the other side of the egg, away from the edible bit, which I guess is suitable for happiness.
Oh, maybe I had those.
And despite the fears surrounding Kinder eggs, there's little evidence that these chocolate delights are as dangerous as claimed. Now, there have been 7 reported child deaths between 1989 and 2016 2016.
Bro,
Brings a tiny
that's
number
200
and
years.
billions of eggs sold. And furthermore, the packaging warns parents that the eggs are not suitable for kids under the age of 3 and supervision is recommended. But let's not leave food-based illegality because, while Americans remain deeply divided on a wide variety of issues, there's one thing that most of us can agree on, and that's that life begins at cheese. Now, over the last 40 years, our love of cheese, much like our waistbands, has grown. Between 1977 and 2020,
I'm not a cheese guy.
we Americans have increased our annual cheese consumption from 16 pounds to 40 pounds every year. And I'm probably responsible for about half of that.
Really?
So needless to say, we Americans love our cheese, whether it's
Who's
on pizza,
we?
burgers, or in the food.
Why is he putting me in this category? I don't like cheese at all. Like, if on food, yeah, on food I'd eat cheese, but like the whole block, like eat it by itself, no. I think what caused this is like last year probably I had a block of cheese that I was eating and it just, you can't be eating stuff like this. It's just, no. I like it on pasta, like spaghetti and all that, but not a block to eat. Man, yeah, cheese is not my favorite anymore. No, not at all.
Form of 64 Jesus-infused slices of American cheese.
Have you been up all night eating cheese?
Yeah, it's stuff like that.
But
That
if you're
got
taking
me.
a cheese tour of the world, be careful what you bring back to the United States, because your love of cheese might just put you in legal jeopardy.
You guys enjoying
What's
that cheese?
next?
It's unpasteurized. It's illegal in this country.
In fact, many raw soft cheeses from France, like Bleu de Gex, Roquefort, or Reblochon, are illegal in the United
Well,
States. due to
good
the
thing I
FDA's
don't like
strict
cheese.
Production regulations. Under these rules, cheeses made with raw, unpasteurized milk is illegal to import or sell in the United States unless it has been aged for at least 60
Man,
days.
shut
The
up,
reasoning is,
bro.
of course, food
I'm tired of these princesses. Like, they treat these citizens like little princesses. Like, oh, they're gonna get sick if you bring that new cheese here. No, stop being a little girl, bro. Bring that cheese. I'm kind of being a hypocrite right now because I just don't like cheese because nah. But because recently I just haven't had any. I just don't like cheese, but I can eat it. It's not like I'm allergic. So I'm not a little girl. Obviously I could eat it if I wanted, but I don't like it. But these guys are like, oh, safety, this and this. Man, their immune systems are so weak. I'm sad that my immune system is probably weak too because of the stuff I eat here. But yeah, man, they're too soft for this. It's like little girls complaining about what to wear to school.
safety, namely to minimize the risk of foodborne contagions like listeria, salmonella, and
Ah,
E. coli.
shut
And
up,
after 60
Don't.
days, the acids and salts in raw milk cheese, coupled with the aging process, begin to naturally kill these types of harmful
Bro, people in
bacteria.
Ethiopia eat
But
raw
here's the
meat.
thing.
What do you mean?
Anyone who has ever
Come
been
on,
to
man.
France knows that the cheese is so much better.
Right.
And it's not just raw cheese. The FDA has also cracked down on certain cheeses just because they contain too many live insects. That's the case with casu marzu.
Yeah,
a
people used to
traditional,
eat bugs,
Sardinian
bro.
sheep's milk cheese that's intentionally
I told you,
infested
these
with
guys are little
maggots.
girls.
Casu marzu, which literally means rotten cheese, gets its special flavor from being left to rot out among swarms of fly larvae. And
I
while
take that back.
Chinese
I'm not a fan of those
quite
bugs.
delicious, it turns out that eating maggots is actually a tremendous health risk, earning the cheese the nickname the world's most dangerous cheese. And as a result, casu marzu is not only illegal in the US, but in the entire European Union.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Anyone who has ever been to Sardinia knows the maggot-filled cheese is just so much better there. But the French have also been on the receiving end of big government's anti-bug eating crusade. In 2013, the FDA angered American cheesophiles by blocking the import of French mimolette cheese just because the cheese is naturally infested with cheese mites. And while most cheesemakers consider the mites a nuisance, mimolette producers actually encourage the microscopic critters to burrow into the rind in order to help the cheese ripen and produce its distinctively sweet, earthy flavor. Mighty. But the FDA has determined that eating too many mites could cause an allergic reaction, resulting in the ban of the Gouda-like cheese.
Bruh,
And
so
while the
many
FDA has a limit
princesses,
on cheese
man.
mites, the agency
Of course they're
indicated
afraid of
no more than
food.
6 mites per square inch, which
I'd eat anything.
cannot meet. So, what are
If
the
I had
consequences
to.
of contraband cheese?
We got a tip about some food entering the country illegally?
No.
Well, the failure to declare food products on your customs forms can result in fines of up to $10,000, and your unlawful cheese will be seized. But be
And they go
forewarned,
eat it
there
once
is a
they take
thriving
it.
black market for cheese in the United States, and illegal cheese is very much on the government's radar. The Department of Homeland Security, you know, the post 9/11 agency responsible for protecting the country from terrorism and Kinder eggs,
Black
has
market
helped
is the
bust
place
cheese
to
smuggling
go.
rings into Canada. But unless you're a large-scale cheese smuggler,
Oh, I
you're
like
probably
cheese
not looking
pizza,
at any jail
but
time.
Wow, you got me. Good one. Making me think I was gonna like die in federal prison. And, that's super funny. You scamps.
So worst case scenario, you're probably looking at a fine and
10,000.
suffering the ennui of
Yeah, I'm
eating
going to
dry,
jail.
cheeseless crackers alone.
I'm not giving
But
you
let's leave the food
10,000.
world and get into something that probably makes a little bit more sense.
Lawn
a source of pride
darts.
for the baby boomer generation is that everything was dangerous and no one seemed to care.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yes, that golden era where we lined our walls with cancerous asbestos, medical professionals smoked in hospitals, and
That's
people
beautiful.
sold chemistry sets to children that contained real uranium.
I miss
so of
those
course, As a
days.
society, we used to let kids hurl giant darts into the air with impunity and call it a
And he
national
also
pastime.
forgot when we used to
That's
give
the
him
story
weapons.
of lawn darts, which have been illegal in the United States since 1988 after being linked to thousands of injuries and the deaths of at least 3 children.
Oh,
Lawn
only?
darts, known as javelin darts,
And they
or
haven't
jarts,
banned guns.
was a
These guys
popular
are
lawn game
hilarious.
in the 20th century. Gameplay was actually quite straightforward. Players would take turns tossing giant darts into a circle placed about 35 feet away, a la cornhole, but with giant razor-sharp darts raining down from the...
This is literally just what's that game that has like a couple circles and you throw the dart inside? Man, why is the US filled with so many girls? Like, just these little girls, they're like, oh, we're so soft, no more lawn. Man. Wow, this is crazy. That stuff isn't even that bad. Make the tip plastic. It won't be that
instead
bad.
of soft beanbags. Now, unfortunately, throwing a giant metal dart is a tremendous safety hazard,
That's
and
a
government
spear.
regulators eventually began to take notice.
This isn't child's play, according to the Food and Drug Administration.
The U.S.'s first attempt to outlaw the game was strenuously opposed by dart manufacturers who fought the proposed FDA ban in court. In 1970, manufacturers actually won a compromise that would allow the sale of lawn darts so long as it was 1, only marketed to adults, then 2, the product was no longer sold in toy stores, and 3, the product contained warning labels alerting consumers to keep it out of the reach of
Nobody
children.
ever follows
But
that,
unfortunately, these compromise
honestly.
measures were insufficient to prevent tragedy for aerospace engineer David Snow. In April 1987, Snow's 7-year-old daughter, Michelle, was killed by a lawn dart thrown by one of her 9-year-old brother's playmates in the backyard of their home in Riverside, California.
Really? That's
The dart
sad.
hit her head with approximately 23,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, and Snow's daughter died 3 days later.
How big was
The grieving
that?
father then made it his mission to lobby public officials to take lawn darts off the market for good. Snow brought his complaint to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, who were persuaded to investigate Snow's claims. The commission discovered that over a period of 8 years, lawn darts had sent 6,100 people to the emergency room. 81% of those cases involved kids aged 15 or younger, half were 10 or younger, and many had
That's why you
suffered
gotta
injury, disability,
you
or
gotta
death.
fight, bro.
In 1988,
Life.
Snow prevailed in his crusade. The commission voted 2-1 to prohibit the sale of all lawn darts and had them removed from stores in time for that year's Christmas. And Canada also outlawed lawn darts in July of 1989. Now, if you want to play traditional lawn darts, you'll have to hop on a plane and visit the European Union, where the game is still legal. But here in the U.S., you can find a legal version with a modified plastic blunt tip that replaces these sharp.
They should have did that in the first place.
That makes quite a lot more sense.
I just
And that
got
takes us to something that's arguably even more
flavored
dangerous,
cigarettes and
smoking. Now, for most of the 20th
clove.
century, cigarette smoking was
Clovies?
glorified as the ultimate embodiment of the American
Cloves?
West. Things like tough guys, rebels without a cause. In advertising, doctors endorsed their favorite brands, while we were told that women found smoking men irresistible. But this image of health and sex appeal slowly began to change starting in 1964 after the U.S. Surgeon General stated definitively that yes, smoking tobacco can be fatal. And research shows that flavored cigarettes largely appeal to and are disproportionately used by.
Oh man, I just laugh at this. There's a kid with a vape in the class. There's a kid next door with a vape. He's smoking. Well, why? What about him? Isn't that This is so funny, bro. They just, the softest thing is what they ban, but the actual stuff that needs attention, they never ban it. I never get why people smoke, bro. Cigarettes, weed. It's not, like, I don't know why people find that good. I just don't know. I don't feel, I don't want smoke inside my lungs. Nicotine makes it hard to breathe. Why do you like that? There's a bunch of dumbasses everywhere, man.
Those under 18 years of age.
That is not how to inhale, Bobby. You're hotboxing it.
So, to help combat youth smoking, in 2009, the FDA banned the sale of flavored cigarettes, including cloves, cinnamon, candy, and fruit flavors, pursuant to the Family Smoking Prevention and Control Act. Though menthol cigarettes were exempted from the ban, as well as non-cigarette tobacco products like electronic cigarettes, cigars, smokeless tobacco, and hookah. But the U.S. is not alone here, as countries with policies banning some or all types of flavored cigarettes.
They should ban
Canada,
weed.
Brazil, Ethiopia, Uganda,
No, a lot of
Senegal,
people are
Niger,
mad when I say
Mauritania,
that.
28 member states.
They
in the
love
European
weed.
Union,
That
Moldova,
stuff is
and
like
Singapore.
not even fun
As
to
for
do.
everyone else, well, not only are flavored cigarettes completely legal in the vast majority of countries, but the U.S. ban on cloves actually created an international incident. In April 2010, Indonesia, the world's top producer of clove cigarettes and the source of the vast majority of those smoked in the U.S., filed a trade dispute with the World Trade Organization.
Man, I
In
should
its
get in
complaint,
the drug
Indonesia argued that the US
business,
ban
man.
illegally discriminated against foreign products of flavored tobacco and created an unlawful advantage for
Drug
domestic
business makes
tobacco
money.
manufacturers. In September 2011, the WTO agreed, finding that the ban was indeed discriminatory because it prohibited clove cigarettes while allowing the sale of American menthol cigarettes. The opinion was affirmed on appeal in 2012. This ruling gave Indonesia the right to retaliate until either the U.S. changed its law to comply or the two sides reached a settlement. And in 2014, the two countries reached a final settlement on the issue, ending their dispute. Under the settlement, the U.S. agreed it would not arbitrarily discriminate against certain Indonesian tobacco products and promised to work with Indonesia on other trade
That's so
issues.
funny.
Now, a decade after the flavored tobacco ban, public health
It's like two
advocates
little
seem to
girls
have been
arguing.
vindicated. A 2020 study published in the
Oh, you ban your cigarettes. No, you ban your cigarettes. Just, man, damn, some people really have black lungs from smoking. I'd say, bro, pills are better than smoking. Like, just, this stuff is just unattractive. Like, just ash. You're a little mini stove. It's so funny. I don't know, I laugh at that stuff.
Journal of Adolescent Health found that the flavor ban was effective at reducing cigarette use among young people. In April of 2022, the FDA took additional steps against flavored tobacco products by proposing a ban on the sales of menthol cigarettes and all flavored cigars. In its proposal, the FDA argued that these actions had the potential to reduce disease and death by, quote, reducing youth experimentation and addiction and increasing the number of smokers that
I mean,
quit.
then ban
Public comments will
vapes. Those
continue
things are
through
literally
July
flavored
2022,
cigarettes.
But Kinder Surprise eggs are already banned, so the hard work has already been accomplished. But that takes us to the next American
Jaywalking?
illegality, something you potentially might do every single day.
I do
Now,
this
if
stuff,
you were
I
an
think.
American pedestrian in 1903, crossing the street was a very simple endeavor. If you wanted to cross the street, you would just walk across the street. Before the introduction of cars, roads were seen as a public space that all citizens had a right to occupy, even children at play. But today, if you try and cross the street without using a crosswalk or cross the street when the traffic light is flashing do not walk, well, congratulations, you have committed the crime of jaywalking.
I do
Now,
this
across the
every
pond,
day.
Some of our European allies have taken a more laissez-faire attitude towards jaywalking by making it totally legal. They just call it walking. Now, for example, there are no laws against jaywalking in Norway. The same goes for the UK, meaning that the Beatles didn't need to use the crosswalk for their famous Abbey Road cover. And the Netherlands used to have laws against jaywalking, but repealed these statutes in 1995 to simplify the traffic code and give pedestrians more freedom. In these countries, your right to cross the street freely shall not be infringed.
Dude.
But here in the United
Well, let's hear him talk.
States, we've taken a more punitive approach to walking. Now, every year, cities like Los Angeles issue tickets to tens of thousands of pedestrians for jaywalking, which includes fines.
I've never, I actually forgot. I didn't think about this. Ah, man, America's filled with like just the funniest things you see. Jaywalking. What the heck is that? Like that's just like a question. Like if you go to somebody outside and you're like, dude, you're jaywalking. Because I do it every single day. Like, wow, I really do it every single day now that I thought about this. 196. Oh, you have me lost if you think I'll pay that much. I'm just running. It's not like I have a license plate on the bottom, like on my back. I'm running from you. If you're trying to give me 196. And they won't even know you. Just throw it away. Yeah, jaywalking. What the heck? This is for me. This is, bro, this stuff doesn't even exist here. I don't think anybody cares about this stuff. Yeah, I don't think anybody cares. Not in my state, at least. Yeah. I think anyone from the UK, this stuff is not true. Like right there, there's no crosswalk right there. I mean, there's one like all the way back there, but everybody's jaywalking then. Nobody cares too. We're not soft like that.
Worth up to $200. But this was not always the case. In fact, ticketing someone for jaywalking is a relatively young concept in the United States. According to University of Virginia historian,
that's only in popular places.
Jaywalking, with jay being an early 20th century slur for someone stupid or unsophisticated, was introduced by a group of auto industry aligned groups in the 1920s as part of a concerted pro-car, anti-pedestrian propaganda campaign. But when cars were first introduced, there were few crosswalks painted on the street. Pedestrians generally ignored the ones that existed because they didn't need to. But as cars became more widely available, pedestrian deaths skyrocketed, with hundreds of thousands of Americans, many children, being killed in car crashes for the first few decades of the 20th century. So to counter all this negative publicity, auto industries sought to enact traffic laws that would shift blame from drivers and their cars to the pedestrians themselves. And it worked. Not only did cities and states begin criminalizing jaywalking, but the U.S. government supported the anti-pedestrian propaganda campaign by ridiculing jaywalkers and placing blame on them for automobile crashes. And today, some criminal justice advocates believe jaywalking should be decriminalized altogether. But as an aside, you should all go watch Not Just Bikes and get orange-pilled, because it's kind of stupid that we've ceded all of this real estate to cars for both driving and parking, when cities should be for the people themselves. But I'll get down off the
I hate bicycles in the road though. Like, there's literally a sidewalk for you. Get out the road.
Pedestrians tend to cross more
or you're gonna
safely
get
when they
hit
are
with
worried
the
about
car.
criminal penalties. And criminal justice advocates point out that jaywalking laws have a very disparate impact.
Bro, jaywalking is the
tickets
most
not evenly applied and enforced.
Boring thing ever. Whoever came up with that was just like a little princess up in their room. You know what? Today I should make this jaywalking a rule. Yeah, people get hit by cars, but you know what you're doing when you're crossing the road when cars are coming. It's not like you're a vegetable, like you got hit in your head so hard that you can't know anything. It's not like you're a stupid fruit or anything like that. You know what you're doing. You know cars would hit you if it's not a stopwalk. Even at the walk sign place, bro, the cars almost hit you because they're going too fast. So don't worry, when I'm president, I'll take this thing off. It's weird.
Disproportionately targeting people of color. So far in 2021, Virginia has heeded this call by becoming the first and so far only state to decriminalize jaywalking. And a similar bill to decriminalize jaywalking was vetoed by California's Governor Gavin Newsom in 2021. So for better or worse, if you want to stay on the straight and narrow in 49 of the U.S. states, you'd better be sure to look both ways and stay in the crosswalk every time. For now. Okay, so maybe America isn't the freest country in the world after all, but you can take a stand for your right to exclusive content with today's sponsors, Nebula and Curiosity.
Nebula, let me skip
On Nebula,
here.
my videos, I first...
Oh, I think that's only a few things. I thought this was going to be like a whole... I know all these things. It's the weirdest illegal stuff ever. The smallest ones too. It's like just little girls complaining about useless stuff. You'd never catch me complaining about stuff like that. I'm different. You have to be different. Yeah, this video made Americans look like little girls who cry about weird problems. But that one where with the shooting, I just thought about it. That's not pretty bright. They should have made it plastic the whole time. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you and have a nice day.